nice introduction. Let you know what's on. So hey Leo, how you doing? I'm here with your May monthly reading, spiritual guidance. Um, I really do say spiritual guidance because you know, maybe just to help my viewers out understand the way that I'm going to talk. I really don't know y'all background history, so I'm trying to make everything comfortable for everybody, even myself, to be able to translate the messages and stuff. So, it's about, your spirit guides or the spirit ones in the world. It really just based on the right terminology for you that really fits and how you perceive things, or, all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and get into your reading, Leo. Your first oracle card is starting off with dice, gamble. These dice up in here is so beautiful. It's so mesmerizing, right? I like the fact they put the green there because it's kind of representing money, But I'm not saying this ain't all about money, or you going to be getting a lot or not getting a lot of money. I'm in the spiritual guidance. So from the spiritual guidance point of view, this is all about facing your fears, facing your insecurities, facing your weakness. All the words could be the right words. It's just separate among the person that really heard the message, right? But it's all about facing that with this energy, especially with the skull of light, illumination. I mean, I personally love the aura that's going around it. It is just, and it almost looks like you got an ocean or at least a body of water behind it with it. Like that right there, everybody can't swim, so. And then there's a mountain everybody ain't trying to climb. Some people are afraid of heights. Also is in the background of that picture. So, it's a matter of facing those things. It could be a weakness. Meaning that I might see it as a fear, but it might be a weakness. I might see it as an insecurity, and it really is an insecurity for you, But it is something that can be also new, that you didn't know, some type of phobia that you didn't know that could be there and could be around. That's a type of a fear, is a phobia. But it is all about facing that. Now, I think the trickiest part of the pathology of this energy, right, it's kind of different sizes. So it's like, let me get into the tarot cards to help me out. So we actually starting off with the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups here. Right? And King and Queen of Cups. And that's why I really do feel the fear. It is talking about facing your fears, right? Now, facing your fears, if you gotta, boy, you gotta put fear in whatever, success, vanity. Success could sometimes fall under vanity. Success could also fall under legal things. Success could also fall under authoritarian power. So when I'm saying success, I'm trying to open up the airways of thinking compared to what I'm meaning. Now, those things can trigger on you. For me, for example, if I say success and something authoritarian that came, then yeah, it is that. I mean, your energy is all about facing fear, regardless of the fact. It's facing a reality that is based on your comprehension. Um, the next card is the Knight of Cups and the World card, which is once again your reality of your comprehension. Um, and there's so many different ways people comprehend reality, and you know, we gotta have conversations with people that use different words, and we use different words, and the conversation go very smooth. Is that like we understood each other in our language? You know, it's almost like having a animalistic conversation or supernatural conversation. Especially when it's going nice and smooth. It's not really a debate. It's just a conversation about views up in the world. So within, you know, these things that goes on in the world that's there, which is bringing us to the Tower card and the Queen of Swords, right? It's almost like what is the purpose for? Let's look at the purpose from this point of view, right? Say that you have your own business, okay? And in your business, you've been running it for 4 years. So you haven't expanded within your business for 2.5 years. So you notice during this time that, you know, the last suspension you had was 2.5. You kind of slowed it down because it seemed like the revenue and everything that you expected was at a decent pace for you, and you just wanted to see whether this pace was going to increase or decrease for a while. But what happened is, instead of that, it turned out that one of your services kind of decreased, but your revenue didn't feel the impact. So you're like, okay, this tax season, I need to go ahead and depreciate these on out of here. And in the process of you depreciating, you came up with this idea like, no, I don't see a loss. Not a big loss from this product. So what I'm wondering, and since everything is stayed focused, I wonder, can I get my customers back engaged if I produce another product? So you start doing your research on this other product and stuff, you know, and you're like, okay, I'm about to go ahead and do it. Now I'm going to start right there with the example as far as where the Tower and the Queen of Swords go, because that's basically explaining them without going into the results. Okay, is the Tower and the Queen of Swords is not bringing the results. I'm describing the situation. So what it leads us to next is the Nine of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune, which kind of is also in my example. You know, you ain't really have a short loss. You know the product, you ready to depreciate it out, you ready to bring in a new product, okay? But does this new product cost? So what I'm saying is, while you're looking at the depreciation part of it, right, we're going to go into the details. It's not a conclusion. We're going to go into the detail of the example, right, to really describe this Nine of Swords and Wheel of Fortune. So in the details of it, right, on this business mindset, right, you now, you know, you're waiting because you don't have to rush. You still got a little time to file your taxes. So now you're going to do a comparison and find out whether you're going to experience a loss. and what type of loss is going to be compared to the expectation of the growth that you're going to bring in. Now you might say what a fear is at. Well, first I said facing weakness, facing insecurity, and facing fear, right? So let's take this fear as a weakness. You call your product, you realize that this is a weak spot. Now facing the fear is about to be in this part right here, right? Where from the depreciation process, and you go through your books, right? Of what is the profit loss and the profit gain from the depreciation of the product that won't move, right? That didn't move or slowed down moving. What is the cost to bring in this new product that's about to come out, okay? So when you get those figures together, it can move you next to an insecurity, all right? But regardless of it, you're going to have to face this because this is your business. Now, it's coming with the last two cards, which is the Five of Swords in reverse and the Star card. So, Leo, let me go ahead and face one of mine with this Five of Swords, right? Through doing out these zodiac readings, I didn't even realize that that one card was in reverse in my deck. Now, when it came out for you, I already acknowledged that it was in reverse. When I acknowledged it was in reverse, I said I'm going to leave it there because it was meant to be that way. So when this card came out back again for your reading, it's kind of almost like a confirmation, because that's me facing my weakness and my insecurities too. Because I didn't know for real that I had it up in there. And I like, when they do, I don't have no problem. I'm not afraid to read reversals. But the insecurity part of it is continuing knowing after I realize it and having the courage now, which is coming out of your reading, because you all about the willpower. So let me go ahead and flush this energy out and just prove my point. Like, okay, they got the Five of Swords. This is just at first glance I noticed that it came out, but at that point in time I didn't know that it was there to support the example in a tangible way. Because on glance, it kind of brought up an insecurity a little bit, because I already knew it was a weakness. So it had to remind me of the weakness that was already there. So why am I going to let it progress to an insecurity? Now, I'm bringing that in because I think that might make a difference in the way your situation works. It definitely fit an example that I got as far as the business. If you all about this, why let those insecurities go? If you done been established for 5 years, why not do those adventures because you found a weak spot? So don't let it progress there. Which is the Star card. How to control the progression of the facing your fears. So it seemed like for the month of May, Leo, got into your inner peace is all about facing your fears without progression. Take it head on before it grows and multiplies into more than what it had to be for you and affect your wellness. Alright, Leo? So that's all I got for you. Good luck.